Hey, welcome to Santaroga Surplus. Oh, it's really hot and really smoky, and there's ashes everywhere. So excuse the whole thing and my breathing and my speaking, because it's pretty bad out here. The Sacramento fire, the one in the Sacramento Hills where the state of California denied access to do helicopters on Saturday when it was a couple of acres, and waited until Sunday to look at it. Like, it's a mess. Whatever. Air quality is over 300. It's bad. I'm not feeling good. This is a magazine. So this is a Mandarin, whatever. You got to say it with a proper sneer to be French. Mandarin magazine for a Walther PP in caliber 32 ACP 765 Browning, right? So what's up with this? Well, it's just a magazine. It's just the regular blued stock factory Mandarin magazine. It does have a refinish. Okay, it has been re-blued, and you can tell because if you get really close, you get everything right. You can see just a little bit of freckling from where it had gotten a little bit of rust that was stabilized, removed. And a really good job. It's a really good job on a refinish of an original factory Mandarin magazine. It's also for sale on eBay as of the time I record this video. And these are pretty rare magazines at this point, you know, factory original for the PP that was made in France, you know, under license before Walther got their ability to make guns in Germany back. So it's cool. Market price on these is, you know, floats in that $60 to $75 range, right? So I put it up. I listed it on eBay for $80. I do that with a best offer, which is set to auto accept at a price that is about 20 to 25% below market. That's a normal thing for me. That's just how I run it. It's an intelligence test, because if you're smart enough to use the best offer and not be stupid, you'll get a decent, you know, you'll get a very decent price. At the same time, I'm not telling you that you're going to get it for half of market value or some crazy thing. You have to, you know, figure out what you're going to offer. It is an intelligence test, though. You have to be able to make the offer. That's key in what we're talking about with this video, which is actually about don't be stupid and make accusations when you don't know what you're talking about. Start by asking questions. I'm guilty of this. Everyone in firearms and knives and boogaloo and prep and survival communities is guilty of this. Okay, it's built into us. Sometimes we just go out and be like, "Ah, you fucker, you did this wrong," when we don't know what we're talking about. But it's a really good idea to ask questions first. I got a message on this magazine on eBay, and the first sentence from the guy is, "Why did you paint this with truck bed liner, and won't that have a negative impact on wax buildup during use?" Now, I responded to this guy. You'll have to excuse me. I'm actually having some leakage from some swelling, from some sinus issues from the smoke in the air. Yay, go for it. So first off, this is not truck bed liner. If you put truck bed liner on a magazine that is this big, it wouldn't fit in the magazine well, okay? You'd know that you had rhino liner on this thing. So I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, right? Truck bed liner. And then wax buildup. You're like, I reload ammo. I generally fail that final step of dipping it in melted beeswax before I load it into magazines. So I never have this problem, but I understand that it's a problem for the skilled people who know how to dip their ammunition in melted beeswax. What on earth is this guy even talking about? The first thing you do, you lead with an accusation, that's wrong. Like, you could ask, hey, the magazine doesn't look like a factory finish, what's going on here? And I can be like, hey, yeah, it's a refinished magazine. You can tell by the pictures. That's why I took the pictures with good lighting so you could see them. And then wax buildup, I boggle. But I'll answer, I'll answer the question if it's presented reasonably. I'll be like, okay, hey, wax bullets usually happen with like healed bullet types, like 22 long rifle or older 32 rimfire or something. But 32 ACP is usually modern ammunition, jacketed, and there's no external wax lubrication, and it's not going to build up in your magazine. So that's fine, but if you want to clean the magazine, it's a standard Walther pattern magazine. You can push the button, push the floor plate out, and clean it. That's fine. I'll answer the question. It's bizarre, but I'll answer it. And then he comes off with, isn't $80 just really, really high for an off-brand used magazine? And I'm like, oh, I'm not selling this to you. I don't care what your offer is. I'm not selling this to you. Because you want to shoot a Walther PP in 32. That means you're either like a clone of Ian, or you know what you're doing, like you know what you're looking for, you know what you want to shoot. Like, a PP is a very comfortable pistol. I love them. I have several. I have pre-war Walthers, and I have Manurins, and I have post-Manurin Walthers. And they're fantastic. It's a really good service size. So it's a service-sized pistol. It's a compact service pistol. Literally a police-sized pistol from a older and more civilized time, when police were not actually supposed to be your SEALs, like whatever. Police were police, and it's nice. It's nicely done. It fits the hand very well. 32 ACP happens to be the perfect round for a moderate-sized blowback pistol. Very shootable, very controllable, very accurate, very good velocity out of a moderate barrel length. With a PP and European military-loaded ammunition, you're going to get 73 grains at 1,100 feet per second, 1,000 feet per second. It kind of depends on whether you're doing Fiocchi, S&B, whatever. Fine. That's great. It's great. It actually lasts for tens of thousands of rounds. It doesn't beat the pistol up. I've had more penetration problems butchering animals with 380 than 32. It's great. If you know what you're shooting, you want to shoot it, good for you. But if you're going into the PP thing and you don't know that this is not Mekgar or something, this is not an off-brand magazine. This is a licensed factory collectible made in France Manurin magazine. You haven't done your due diligence in the weapon that you are firing. It's a collector's weapon. It doesn't take a lot. Okay, it doesn't take like 3 hours of research to figure this out. Just be like, PP, history, boom, 10-minute read, 1930s, World War II, Manurin, post-Manurin, the PPKS basically taking over and no more PP being made, and the U.S. production. It's not that hard to figure out, and then there's all the copies and the clones, most of which are not really clones, some few of which are. So, that's annoying. Don't do that. Don't go out there and say, hey, you sprayed truck bed liner on a magazine. You look like a total, complete fool. Okay? You look like the kind of person where I'm not going to sell it to you because you're a 13-year-old on the internet trying to give me attitude, and whatever you're doing to want this magazine, you shouldn't be there. You need parental supervision to write an email right now. That's all. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. We're going to do a couple more desk shop videos. I'm not quite two-handed shooting yet. I had surgery. I'm still very limited with my left arm. I tore a bicep at a shooting competition. It's the Peeps fault, if anyone knows. And we'll talk about some other stuff here in a few minutes.